Beggars can't be choosers. The Oilers making a trade earlier on today. It is our lead for today, and it is the end of Xavier Bourgault's time in the Oilers organization. The Oilers have traded him and Jake Chiasson, who I believe was a 6th or 7th round pick. Fourth round pick. Okay. Him and Jake Chiasson to the Ottawa Senators in exchange for former 2nd round pick Roby Jarventie. That is how the Ottawa Senators said it the day they drafted him. That is how I am going to say it. It is Roby Jarventie and also a 4th round pick in the 2025 draft. So, couple assets for a couple of assets here. The Oilers end up bailing on the Xavier Bourgault project. And honestly, Liam, I am not terribly upset about it. This is a guy who failed to gain any sort of traction with the Bakersfield Condors in his time there. I don't think he was going to hit. I don't think he's going to be a late bloomer. I think he's going to be what you'd call, if I'm being blunt, a 1st-round bust. And I have no problem moving on for him and bringing in a guy in Jarventie who ends up coming in and being a bit closer to ready to contribute at the NHL level.
Well, yeah, he played 7 games in the NHL last season. I think he only played 22 in the American League.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming injuries played a role.
Almost a point a game, though.
Yep. Injuries played a role in what he was. He played at the World Juniors. Like, I don't mind this trade. I think for me, what is a few things it's saying. One, Jeff Jackson wants players in the American League that can come up and contribute to the NHL. And evidently, he did not feel like Bourgault was going to be able to do that next season. And 2, he clearly hates this prospect pool because he's just blowing it up. Everyone's going. Savoy, Chiasson, Bourgault, Ryan Fanti gone now.
Savoy apparently might be coming back on an AHL deal.
Oh, okay, well that's good.
There was some chatter amongst the Bakersfield peeps on our timeline that getting rid of Chiasson, the flip side of that is you may have opened up a roster spot, and Bob was hinting the other day they may have offered Savoy an AHL deal. He's waiting to see if he gets an NHL deal. That's Carter, not Matt.
Yes.
Waiting to see if he can maybe find an NHL deal somewhere. But if not, he'll just circle back and take the AHL deal.
Another part of, what's his name again? Roby Jarventie?
Roby Jarventie.
I knew it was Roby. I got the second part I was more worried about. Roby Jarventie, extra year of waiver eligibility as well.
Oh, that is actually somewhat interesting.
Beneficial. But
almost a point a game in the American League last year. Again, 6'2", plays with size. Actually, our boy Steven Ellis, he'll have a piece up at Oilersnation.com in a bit. He said if there's one thing Roby Jarventie is good at, it's bringing energy. Big dude. Don't think he's more than a 4th liner, and staying healthy has been an issue, but he was outstanding at the World Juniors a few years ago and thought he was good when I watched him last year. He added it to this, and I'm just reading my text messages with Steven Ellis. I hope he's okay with it. Also, your lip is bleeding. It's a big sure, why not for both teams.
Look at that.
I feel like this happened before, too.
Yeah, it has. That was at home.
Anyways, it's a big why not. And, honestly, that's what it is. Everyone in the chat, I'm not calling this a Jeff Jackson fleecing. I'm not calling this a Jeff masterclass. I'm honestly not. Roby Jarventie is, at best, a 4th-line winger for this team. And it's basically sitting there going, we don't believe Xavier Bourgault is good enough to play games in the NHL for us. Let's try to get a useful piece for him. I don't think this is a great win, slam dunk, home run kind of deal here for the Oilers. I look at this, I go, sucks that a guy you picked 1st overall 2 years ago is already out of the organization, but also don't double down on bad decisions. Don't just keep him around because of where you drafted him.
Yeah, there's no ties there, is there, to wanting him to work out now.
Yeah.
Jackson wasn't here when he was drafted. Nobody was around. Shout out Tyler Wright. Just getting his 2 first-round picks traded away.
Because he was shitty at his job?
Bad at his job. And also it shows what they think of a guy like Sam O'Reilly too, right? I know they obviously feel highly of him trading into the 1st round, but to then move on from Bourgault from it as well and saying hey, O'Reilly's going to be way better than him. So it's another part of it. Again, it probably is just an American League deal for now. But Jarventie, NHL potential. Bourgault didn't seem to have that.
Yeah. Smurfy's in it. Is it me or do the Oilers not draft good QMJHL players? Put some respect on Marc-Antoine Pouliot's name, first and foremost.
Lavoie seems decent. I know he hasn't played yet, but in the American League, he's done a good job. So that would indicate that he has the potential to play in the NHL.
If you don't include 2024 in the last 5 NHL drafts, The Oilers have not had a player picked later than the first round appear in more than 10 NHL games. How do you think that compares to other teams around the league? Like, give me a team, just rattle one off, or have you done some research?
I looked.
Okay.
Colorado didn't have any.
Okay.
Vegas said 2. Pavel
Dorofeyev. Good pick. Good player.
Defenseman.
Nick Hague?
No. Other one. Began with a K. Caden something.
Keegan Kolesar?
Yeah.
Caden Korczak?
No, Korczak.
Caden Korczak.
He played 37 games. Dorofeyev played 67. Besides that, like, that's kind of it.
Okay, but still, that's
there's
two
a couple
quality
guys, for
NHL
sure.
players versus 0. Just looking at a team like Dallas, they obviously had Stankoven from 2021.
Maverick Borg played in the playoffs for him. Was he a first-round pick, though?
Yeah, Maverick Borg was a first-round pick.
Either way.
Yeah, okay, so I guess Dallas has only had one, and it's Logan Stankoven. So is it a product of not knowing how to draft, or a product of not having a lot of bullets in the chamber to fire?
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with a third one. A product of just wanting NHL ready players in your lineup. Guys you not have to wait around for.
Yeah, I think that's somewhat fair.
I bet if you looked at Buffalo. Yeah, there you go. Buffalo. Let's look at Buffalo.
I'm gonna race you. Who can Google faster? I'm already there.
Damn it. I typed in Ottawa.
So Buffalo, oh boy, Buffalo stinks. They had JJ Peterka in 2020. And
he went before JJ Peterka in the draft.
Roby Jarventie.
He did. Yeah.
Bang. And so in the last 5 years, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Buffalo's had 1. So yeah,
drafting takes a long time.
Yeah,
kind of
and that's fair. Maybe we are being a bit too harsh on the Oilers. The other part of this deal that I actually do like, just because it's small, but it's a nerdy thing, getting a 4th-round pick. Yeah. You know you're going to be buyers at the deadline. You know you're going to want to do a 4th-round pick for whoever. Jake Chiasson was never going to bring you value to this organization. Throw him into the deal, get a 4th back, and either you can now trade one, and then you can still sit there and go, hey, we got a pick. But getting some solid draft capital, the Senators pick as well. I'm not super high on them, so maybe it's better than you think. So heading into next year's deadline, in terms of picks the Oilers have that they can move on from, they could trade either their 2025 first or their 2026 first. They can't trade them both because one of them's got to go to Philly. They have their 2nd in 2026. They have their 3rd rounder in both 25 and 26. They now have 2 2nd-rounders in 25, no 5th in 25, but they do have a 5th in 2026. And then they have their 6th and 7th each of the next 2 years. So if you wanted to go make some moves, yeah, you can trade your 1st in one of the next 2 drafts. You could trade one of your 2nd-round picks, or you have 2/3, or you have 2/4 in the next 2 drafts to deal with. So getting back draft capital is a nice I would say underappreciated. It's a win. Yeah, an underappreciated win in this deal. That's a good way to put it.
4th-round pick would get you a guy like Derek Brassard.
And look what he did. Troy Stetcher. I know he's back, but
yeah. I mean, all jokes aside, it is good to have that. And I mean, hey, if you don't trade, at least you just have another pick to play with and another chance to try and draft someone who could get into your lineup one day.
Yeah.
Another guy you can throw into a deal to get Roby Jarventie. Roby.
Yep. His 2020 draft guide quote from Elite Prospects was, Jarventie anticipates play well in the offensive zone. He scores a lot by having a feel for where the puck is going to be next. He can pull off some pretty impressive moves while playing at a full speed, consistently displays good habits by keeping the puck close to his frame. As long as he's smart, doesn't make mistakes, and comes and plays like a decent physical brand, like Ellis says, brings energy to their bottom 6 one day, then he has a spot on the team.
What if he brings energy to their bottom 6 this year? What if they're like, we need more speed?
Does he have speed?
I bet he has more speed than Corey Perry.
Yep. I just think he's a little bit too far the depth chart. I think, first top 9 injury you end up getting is a Ralph Lavoie call up or a Matt Savoy call up. This one from Bruce. This is a fascinating trade. Bourgault, who's been incredibly frustrating as a pro, being traded for Roby Jarventie, who was very frustrating in his draft year. I like Jarventie's skills. His skating is odd but effective. He's an excellent shooter, nice offensive instinct. So, yeah, I mean, maybe. I do think he's in terms of the wing side, he's definitely behind Lavoie. And depending on how they end up viewing Savoy, he's behind Savoy, but maybe not on the wing side of things.
But it's beneficial that he's a left winger.
That is fair because Lavoie would be on the right side. And the left side of the Oilers depth chart right now is
bland.
Well,
in Bakersfield.
Oh, in Baco. Who's down there?
So this is what Elite Prospects has. So obviously you have your NHL players. Then it starts at Drake Kajula. They have James Hamlin as a left winger, but he's obviously more of a center. Then it's him, Roby Jarventie. And then they have Shane LaChance, Connor Clattenburg, and Maxime
Bergazian or whatever.
Yep.
But people are high on him.
Yeah, he's just got to get over here.
Yeah.
But none of those three guys, the last three guys I said aren't signed. So
when you saw trade alert on your phone, was there a party that was like CC?
Well, when I saw Bourgault, I actually thought, I wonder what he's cooking. Like, because that's what it came up. It was Frank, and then said, yeah, the trade. And I was like, I wonder what it's going to be. And then I opened it up, and it was just.
Yeah. I saw Bourgault first as well. And I was like, is this Bourgault and CC for future considerations?
I feel like those trade, that's too much.
I think it is too, but that was my first thought.
I just think that now we're not in that realm. And I hope I'm not proven wrong, but I just think Jeff Jackson realizes that like players actually do have some value. And it just does. I don't get that. I don't get how players are just can become so irrelevant. Like Cody CC last season, whatever he is to all of us right now, playing on a team that went to Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Final and got an assist in that game and played relatively well the majority of the playoffs when he was put into the right position.
Needs to be your 3RD, though, to have any sort of...
Yeah, for sure.
To not be a massive crater.
But if you're like... I don't even think a complete bottom feeder needs a guy like CC. Like, who's a middle-in team? I don't know. Let's just say...
Utah, if they run into injuries.
Utah or something like that. Yeah, it's like, is that guy not going to help you? Like, I actually think he would.
Yeah, maybe. And again, you're taking it whenever they trade him away, which I think is more likely at the deadline than now. It's going to be as a throw into a deal, right? Or as like okay, we're making this deal with Team A for their right shot defenseman. They're going to throw in or lessen what we have to give up because they know we have to pay someone to take the last half of CC season or something.
Yeah.
Or to be like they throw in a fifth, you take a fifth, you go to another team with CC, say here's a fifth and CC, and the three-way deal kind of makes itself work out.
Like I don't think they're going to get anything great for him. I just think they can get something for him. And someone put in there, Mac put Jake Wallman was apparently a cap dump. Yeah, that didn't make any sense to me either.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.